remember sitting across from her and she looked at me and said, I don't feel like myself anymore. I just don't feel like myself anymore. I feel lost. I feel like I'm losing my favorite people in my life. I feel like I'm going through this phase of my life and I don't know how to find myself again. And I just feel so stuck. And it's normal to feel that way when life is moving, life is changing, you are changing, you are growing. So there's this constant pull of wanting to move forward, but also being pulled into the past. And that is just so darn draining, isn't it? It's exhausting. And it really messes with who we feel we are in the present because we just don't feel like ourselves anymore. So how do you navigate this period in your life? How do you move past what used to be, what used to fit, what you longed for and what you miss today when the present and the future are pulling you to be here when you don't feel like yourself? So how do you do that? So that's what I'm going to share with you in this video. I'm going to share the story of Patti. Patti was a client of mine and she is exactly where you might be. She felt lost. She felt completely lost in her life. Her family had changed. She was going through the empty nest phase. Her children were growing up and she felt like time with them was just slipping away. And all she wanted was to just hold on. And so when she came to me, she was desperate. She couldn't even look in the mirror at herself and recognize the woman that was there. And all she wanted was to feel like herself again. So we went through the process that I'm going to share with you in this video, and you can do this on your own. So the first thing that I did with Patti was just to have her sit down and talk to me about where she was. I needed her to step away from her life, to just pause. Take a pause. You can do this too. Just take a moment and pause. Pause and be fully present to where you are. Stop letting life pass by and rush past by. Take a moment to just breathe and be present. Because when we do that, we slow things down. We give ourselves space to breathe. We give ourselves space to be in this moment. And that's what we did with Patti. And in that moment, I could see her body change. I could see this relief she was feeling, right? And even for yourself in that moment where you just kind of press pause, time out, take a breath, you can feel a little bit of relief. You can feel yourself getting centered again. And it was in that moment where she could just take that time to see her life for what it is. It wasn't wrong, it wasn't broken, it was changing. She was changing, her life was changing, the people around her were changing too. She was entering a different phase in her life and she was transitioning from something that once was to something that was becoming. And she was becoming. And I wanted to assure her and let her know it's okay. What you're feeling is absolutely normal. It's normal for us to long for the past when things are changing and we start missing what we once loved so much. I felt that too when my children were in their adolescence. I started grieving them before they even left the home. Maybe that is something you have been feeling yourself, or you recognize that from your experience too. So let the feelings come up. Just take the time to feel. And through the feeling, you start to explore what is it that you longed for that you can now create in your present. There are elements that you can carry forward with you, that you can bring forward with you. So that was my work with Patti, is let's look at what is working in your life. What do you have that you absolutely love? How can we emphasize that? How can we bring more of that to the surface? And in those moments, I could see her start to lighten up and she started to feel different. Different from the moment we sat down and started having the conversation about how she didn't feel like herself anymore. And I wanted her to stay in that moment. I wanted her to, yes, you can acknowledge what's in the past that you feel like it's keeping you stuck. But I also want you to pull forward with you what you love. I want you to look at your life now. What do you love? What is in your life that matters, that you want to keep? And who do you want to be in your life today, moving forward? Who is this woman? You're watching this video because it's important for you not to stay stuck. You want to feel better. You want to show how things look on the outside, but feel it inside. I know, I get it. I'm there with you. And when you start to do that, you start to carry yourself differently. You start to feel different too. And when we focus on those little tiny moments of, this feels good, this brings me joy, we start to rediscover who we are. We start to rekindle that inner spark that's within us. And it's in those moments where we can start to let go. We don't have to carry everything from the past all the way forward with us. We can just bring the things that we love, the things that mattered, the memories, the feelings that we had, what brought us joy. And with that, we start to add to it. We start to fan the flames, do more of that. Do more things that bring you joy. Do more things where you feel grateful. Let that rise. Let that overshadow. Let that be what guides you forward. And slowly you start to come back to yourself. I saw it in Patti. She slowly started telling me, I did this today and I did that yesterday and I'm having so much fun. And I can be with my loved ones, and even though I miss them, I appreciate them so much. And my time with them is so precious that I even soak it up a lot more. I'm not focused on what I've lost and feel the grief in that. Instead, I'm focused on what I have now. And I'm fanning that flame. I'm working every day to do things so I feel good, so I reconnect with who I am. And I had to applaud her. I felt so happy for her. Yes, this is what you need to do. This is the Patti we know. This is the Patti you know and you love. And this is where she started to feel like herself again. Not the old version, because she was changing, she was transitioning, she was moving forward, but this newer version of where she was in her life. And she loved herself again. You don't heal as you let go, you heal as you move through it. So moving through what she was feeling, rather than trying to keep it and hold on to it, she was able to just let it go and move through it and feel that relief. Feel the release as well. And as you do this, as you heal, it softens. And instead you start to see things a lot differently. If this is the kind of conversation you want to continue to have in your life, where you can slow things down, you can take care of you, and you can then move forward and live more fully, I'd love for you to subscribe. Lots coming on this channel, and our next joy experience is going to be so much fun. So I'd love to have you join us for that. Because at the heart of it all, you matter, you're important, and you deserve to feel like yourself. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.